Spinning. John St. John trailing the play and looking for the ball after it hit off the back of James Barkley. Barkley's going to pick it up, and 4 Oakville players are going to streak out with him. French and Slade as Cobourg peels off. Slade in front of the crease, and a couple fakes in front of Vigneault, and Slade's going to score. Quickly up the floor in the stick of Ryan Wagner. As now Westberg, and now Hickey, a bouncer that gets in behind Rance Vigneault. If you can believe it, the first goal of the game for Brett Hickey. So with back-to-back days, you thought maybe they'd split them up, but oh man, Joe French with his second, a hard shot. It is Nick Rose getting the call. He's allowed only 4. And now his teammates give him a 6-goal lead to work with by Latrell Harris. Of course, the St. Catharines Athletic and Toronto Rock rookie at 18 out of the NLL draft. What a fantastic first season for him. Oh, what a catch there from Crook. What a goal! Desnu spins, and he'll come up the floor. And another rip from Joe French. He's got the hat trick. That makes it 11-5. French, a pretty big shot from that side. Sends it back for Fields to the far side. Hickey, Bird. Setting the pick as he clears Hutchinson out of the way. Hutchinson still giving Bird trouble though, as Vigneault way out of position, and Connor Fields, ball bounces right back to him, and he's got an empty net to put it in. Steady dose of Matthew Lee and Joe French as we're going to have a scrap. I think this is Burkhoff. He's finally found a dance partner. It's Bill Saxton. Saxton eats one. Burkhoff comes flying in, and it's going to be a takedown. And the whistle did go. Burkhoff with an extra toss right at the end, and Ecclestone and Ferguson coming in. That was a stare down. French on the far side. This will give St. John an opportunity to get off in favor of Pat McCrory. Up for Kozak, a lot of time to hone that one in, and Todd Kozak is going to get a hat trick in this game. He joins Joe French. Again, be sure to check us out all summer long, whether it be Junior A or Major Series lacrosse action. On behalf of our entire crew, I am Matthew Carrick for the JVI Sports Network. Our thanks to the OLA and MSL this season. We'll talk to you next time, folks.
Cobourg Community Center is the second intermission. Just a couple of moments here away from the second period. So rather the first intermission. And just would like to apologize for our technical issues that we're having with the YouTube live stream. And hopefully it runs smooth from here on out. And in the first period, the Six Nations has a 5-4 lead over the Nissan Kodiaks here in Cobourg. Cobourg actually took the first lead of the game, goal by Drake Smith, and then Six Nations went on to a 4-2 lead. Cobourg answered back. So right now is the Chiefs up 5-4 here in the second period, with the Kodiaks now with possession. The ball trickling in the front of Chase Martin. The top two goaltenders for the Chiefs not playing in this game. Warren Hill just backing up Martin today, as well as Brandon Miller. They're two of the top goaltenders in the MSL this season. So pass by Brandon Bombury. That's taken away by the Kodiaks, and here they come on the fast break.
Kodiaks have been using their feet really well here in the first, as we did talk about. Unfortunately, some fans may not have been able to hear that, of course, as we may not have been on air. As we understand, Justin Gill is down. A kind of a mishmash lineup here for the Chiefs. Not a lot of the regulars in, but they only have 12 runners on their bench as well. So Kodiak's really trying to push the pace, and they got out of that first period within 1 goal, which is pretty good for a team that, as we said, still looking for their first win of the season.
And at the other end, Six Nations with 4 wins and no losses, or no ties as of yet. So they sit atop the Major Series standings. Dan Dawson gets it out to Bomberry here on the near side. Bomberry back pass. Looking for Jordan Durston. Here come the Kodiaks. Chad Cummings with the ball. And he'll hand it off to St. John as Cummings heads to the bench. John St. John with Drake Smith, Matt Cole McWilliams actually on that side as well. So turnover, Six Nations on the fast break. Shot, scores! And the Chiefs make it 6-4.
And I believe that's Pat Corbett, who is one guy who, before the game, I said to Rich Kilgore, I said, this guy is really good. I said, he's been impressive for me anyways. And he said, oh, yeah. They really like the way that he runs, the way he moves his feet.
Pat Corbett adding to his tally. He had 11 points coming into the game with 3 goals. So make it 4 goals now in the season for number 37, Pat Corbett of the Chiefs. And unassisted, all by himself on the fast break. Corbett extends the Chiefs' lead here to 2 goals early on the second period. The shot clock expiring down, just a flick over to Rance Vigneault's net, and Vigneault will hang on to the ball and bring the offensive possession here for the Kodiaks. Goddard cutting to the net after handing it off to Goodwin. Goodwin with a shot. Saved by Chase Martin. Stole. Ball loose in front of the net. And the Chiefs able to go the other way. Still hanging on to the ball. Finally giving it up was Briar Jonathan, who plays mostly defense. And Jonathan will head to the bench. Dan Dawson goes far side, gets the ball back. Does Dan Dawson. Shot clock expiring, and it does. So a couple of possessions for the Six Nations Chiefs, not really getting any good shot attempts. See if the Kodiaks can answer here in the second period. A shot saved by Chase Martin. He was ready for the rebound as well. Shot by Luke Laskowitz, already with the goal here in the game. There's Kyle Jackson over to Dan Dawson. Dan Dawson cuts inside. Now he gets double teamed. Is still with the ball. Look at Dan Dawson go. Almost putting it in, but saved by Rance Vigneault.
Oh, my goodness. Switched hands a couple times, then used his body to break the double team. He is just fantastic to watch.
A one-man wrecking crew, the tall man for the Six Nations Chiefs, Dan Dawson, number 6.
And, of course, those of you that watched our Man Cup coverage last year know what he did in the championship series. We continued to track him as he moved up the all-time ladder. I think he's right now in 4th or 5th all-time in Man Cup scoring.
And obviously the Chiefs will have aspirations to get back to the Man Cup this season as well. They almost did not make it. They were down 3-0 against the Lakers in the MSL Championship. Nice save there from Chase Martin.
Well, Peterborough looked pretty good the other night. I mean, it was against a Brampton squad that wasn't at full capacity either, but when you put up 20 plus, it's still a good night.
That's a lot of points, even for a football game, let alone a lacrosse game. So you will end up on the winning side on most nights with that kind of a score line. Let's see if the Kodiaks can answer here. John St. John, the shot that goes whistling past Martin and wide of the net. Shot clock expiring for the Kodiaks. And speaking of Six Nations and Peterborough, they will be facing each other next. The Chiefs will anyways, this upcoming Thursday. The rematch of the championship series last year. So that will be a fun game to watch. First meeting of the season. Here's Goodwin now with the ball for the Kodiaks. Goodwin still hanging on to it. 15 on the shot clock. Getting past the stick of Drake Smith, who's had a great first period. Drake Smith with the back pass. Trying to get onto Matt Croak, but just wide of his stick. There's Bonberry. Dan Dawson up top, over to Bonberry. Brandon Bonberry. Here's Dan Dawson. Over to Van Every with a shot. That's saved by Vigneault. Van Every trying to get it back. And the shot clock resets for the Chiefs. And Brandon Bonberry will look to work something here for the Chiefs. That's a nice give and go to Kyle Jackson. And he gets one through over the stick of Rance Vigneault. Vigneault having a couple of words with the referee, but doesn't matter. Kyle Jackson makes it 7-4 Chiefs.
Yeah, he might have thought there was a crease violation there, but I don't know. It looked like Jackson was already airborne. But a beautiful play here by Jackson as he splits the defenders and tiptoes around the line. He had some pretty nifty goals the other night in Oakville as well, and as did Dan Dawson, pardon me.
Yeah, no worries. Right after face-off, the Chiefs had another chance at goal. That time Pat Corbett, the driving force there on that attempt. And like you mentioned, this is Kyle Jackson's second goal of the game, along with Dan Dawson, who has a couple himself. That shot, bouncing shot, wide of the net.
Shout out to the Miller family. I know Danton's grandmother, I believe, is watching. Said she was going to tune in as well. A good friend of the JVI, the equipment manager, said he was going to make the call and let them know that Danton was playing. So if the Miller family is watching, we want to say a big hello.
Hello to the Millers and everyone else who are watching us on YouTube here on the live stream. And you can definitely catch the whole game after the broadcast is over on YouTube on the JVI Sports Network channel. Danton Miller, number 28 for the Chiefs in the white jerseys.
And the red bucket, the only red one in the house. There we go.
Maybe an easier way to tell them apart for his family. It's a nice backhanded shot, but Chase Martin all over it. Here comes another fast break for the Chiefs, but Kyle Jackson smartly will hang on to it and kill some clock here. Brandon Bonberry, back to Durston. Van Every on the far side, and the shot clock winding down. Dan Dawson right there to get the rebound, and he puts it in. Right place, right time, but Dan Dawson gets his hat trick with a rebound chance.
You've got to be kidding me on this goal. Dan Dawson, everybody else in the house was conceding the shot clock violation, and Dan Dawson The one-handed grab off the glass while he's being held onto. The spin move, and then from the wrong side, reaching over top of the goaltender. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, you would have to say an unlucky break for the Kodiaks that the ball bounced into Dan Dawson's stick, but he made the rest happen, including the goal. Like you said, nice move to get open and a shot, getting past Vance Vigneault. So Dan Dawson has his hat trick, and he'll probably have more points to come here in the game. He's halfway through the second period.
He is so much fun to watch in this league. He really uses his size to his advantage. I think there's a lot of skill when he plays NLL, but in this league, he really gets to shine when he's out there on the floor.
Yeah, he definitely stands out on the floor with his size and his skill level. And we saw that in the first period on the penalty kill when he had those assists on the shorthanded goals by the Chiefs. So Dan Dawson definitely will be a factor for the Chiefs this season as they make a run for the championship as well as the Mann Cup as the season winds on.
There is a lot of debate whether the shot clock should turn off on the penalty kill. Dan Dawson is one of those players who have really figured it out, how to use it to his advantage. Him and I believe Mark Steinhaus back in his prime were the two top guys who knew how to do that.
And back and forth here a little bit as the Chiefs now come with the possession. So they double the lead. Now it's 8-4 here in the second period. It was 4-2 in the first. There's a nice pass back to Dawson. Dawson maybe looking for a Bomberry. Dawson, and the shot clock expiring. This time he'll not have a chance at the goal and head right to the bench. Let's see if the Kodiaks can answer here. Have not scored yet here in the second period. Drake Smith had the hot hand there in the first, and that was an errant pass from Luke Laskowitz. Here's a fast break for the Chiefs. They're all 2-on-2. And stopped in the way is Pat Corbett.
There, I was going to say there's Corbett using his speed again. Drake Smith was really hot in that first period. I believe he had points on all 4 goals, if I'm not mistaken, but they've really taken the side away from him so he can't get momentum running down the side.
And that fast break opportunity for the Kodiaks did not get anything. Let's see if they're able to get the ball back here, and they do. Colton Armstrong has it on his stick and flings it over before he heads to the bench. 20 seconds on the shot clock for the Kodiaks. Still without a goal here in the second period. Laskowitz trying to put a move on Briar Jonathan. Trying to get the ball back was Matt Krog, but just over his stick. Seems like the passing hasn't been as crisp or as pinpoint here for the Kodiaks in the second.
Well, now that they're behind, the temptation is to try and do a little bit too much to try and get back into it. They scored by using their feet, running in transition, and taking big-time shots at Chase Martin. And now you can see, guy there going uncharacteristically for Connor Goodwin, trying to crash through and bully his way into the net to take that shot. Just stand outside and rip, or use your feet to run in. That's what was working so well in the first.
So let's see if the Kodiaks can stick to their game plan here and work the ball around and get some good goal-scoring chances. Get back in this game. It's 4 on the shot clock here for the Chiefs. Kyle Jackson gets a shot off. Pad saved by Vigneault. And the Kodiaks now with the fresh shot clock. Laskowitz with the ball. He has a goal in the game in that first period over Dylan Goddard. Andrew Campbell on the near side. Laskowitz Back out to Matt Croak with the shot, saved by Chase Martin. John St. John comes up with the loose ball. It's a nice passing, and that's what we're talking about from Cobourg.
Oh, that was close. Throw the flag.
Just not getting into the net, but they did everything else right.
Nice hold-up play there by Shane Simpson, as some guys their eyes would get big looking for the big hit. That's a dangerous spot on the floor, and he held up just to eat some of the clock there.
Here's Colton Armstrong going behind the net and taking a hit. Looks like it was Wayne Van Every taking a hit from one of the Cobourg players, and he'll head to the bench. Dan Dawson gets it out to Brandon Bombury. Bombury over to Kyle Jackson. Jackson looking for Durston, but his pass gets intercepted, and here come the Kodiaks. Still a loose ball. Chase Martin going after it. But Brody Burkhoff will have the ball. 15 on the shot clock now for the Kodiaks. Laskowitz up top. The nice move from Goodwin, or Dylan Goddard rather, but his pass just goes wide.
Again, trying to be real cute right down by the crease.
Here's Dylan Goddard, and finally Dylan Goddard scores the first goal here in the second period for the Kodiaks. That makes it 8-5.
Well, it starts by the ball getting pushed up the floor quickly and into the corner where Goddard can pick it up. He finds himself down low by the crease. Lots of time down there to tap dance around, and Chase Martin just can't catch up to him.
And maybe making up for the mistake last time when he passed the ball instead of going right in the net. And Goddard able to make it 5 here.
It was an okay play. There was a guy backdoor. But like I said earlier on, what was really working in the first period was just getting balls on net, using your feet, and running a little bit more. Now we're starting to see, I don't want to call it panicking for Cobourg, but trying to be a little too cute.
And it's understandable when you're down by 4 goals and trying anything you can to get back in the game, but you got to take some small steps to get back in it.
Well, and you're not only down 8-5 at this point, but you're down 8-5 to, again, the defending national champions and the team that's first place in Major Series lacrosse as we...
Yeah, we have mentioned that a couple of times, and even if they're shorthanded, they still have a lot of great players on that roster that can make up for it, and we have seen that so far here in this matchup. And one of them is right here, Dan Dawson, the tall number 6 on the near side. There's the red helmet, Danton Miller. We got the pass from Dawson that time. Dawson still with possession. Getting defended by Chad Cummings. Cummings doing all he can to stop Dawson from driving to the net. Cobourg gets the ball back. McCrory hands it off to Laskowitz. Laskowitz over to St. John in the near side. Back to Laskowitz. Laskowitz cuts in. Sees a double team, backs out over to St. John near the top. Matt Croak getting a screen from Laskowitz. Croak trying to needle a pass into Laskowitz, but Six Nations comes up with the ball. There's Kyle Jackson already with a couple of goals here in the game. 1 in each period. There's Bombury. Back out to Dawson. Bombury trying to cut in. Spin move. Bombury with the shot, and he scores. Brandon Bombury, his second of the game. That makes it 9-5, Six Nations here in Cobourg.
Well, days like this are times when guys who I mean, Bomberry's been pretty good offensively. He was known more for his defense in junior, I think, but gets a chance to shine a little bit. The cutback move, the spin around, and that defender, oh my goodness, full-on yard sale down there at the top of the crease. That poor guy, but Bomberry putting one home with nice, again, footwork.
Yeah, great individual effort there from Bomberry to extend this lead back to 4 goals here for the Chiefs. Let's see what kind of response Cobourg can have here. Six Nations Rance Vigneault with a save on the stick side.
Six Nations goal scorer number 92, Brandon Bomberry. Assistant number 77, Kyle Jackson. And number 8, Jordan Durston. The time of the goal, 16-12. Bomberry from Durston and Jackson.
So Kyle Jackson and Jordan Durston getting the assist on that Brandon Bomberry goal. There's a fast break here for Six Nations, 2-on-2. Dave Brock with the backhanded shot, saved by Vigneault. Six Nations still with possession. It's actually Pat Corbett, number 37, with the shot. He still has the ball here, going behind the net, looking for an open man. Finds Jordan Durston, double teamed, triple teamed, loose stick. One of the Kodiaks, a couple of the Kodiaks lost their stick there. Dan Dawson with a shot, just wide of the net. Everything happening on that play. And looks like we might have a penalty here going against the Kodiaks, and yes, we do. Number 9, Jamie McMahon. We're going to change that actually. It's number 25, Logan Holmes, going to the box.
Yeah, Mike Sullivan with the holding call. And I wish we had a way to track how many times Dan Dawson has beat the shot clock, because he always seems to end up with the ball as it's dying, and usually it ends up in the back of the net.
Just finds the right place to be on the floor and anticipated where the rebound and loose ball is going to be. And Dan Dawson makes a back pass there to Van Every. Kyle Jackson up top, just misses Bomberry on that connection, and here comes Pat Rennie. The shot saved by Chase Martin. It's Pete Rennie, number 42 for the Kodiaks, not Pat, it's Pete. And the Kodiaks now just killing some time with the shot clock turned off here on the penalty kill, but a bad pass, and here come the Chiefs on the fast break. Nice forecheck there from Colton Armstrong to take the ball away.
I'm calling it. Hang on, Grandma Miller. Dan's scoring one here tonight.
That was a close call there from Dan Miller. St. John now with the ball. Now 30 seconds left on the Six Nations power play. And under a minute here in the second period as well. It's been mostly all Six Nations with the scoring. And dominant effort here in the middle period to take a 9-5 lead. 10 seconds left on the man advantage here for the Chiefs, as Cobourg tries to kill it off. And as we see now, a couple of Chiefs players going after St. John. And we're going to have a timeout by the Chiefs as the second intermission coming up, and we're going to have a play being called up by Coach Rich Kilgore. With 22 seconds left on the game clock here in the second period. So Matt, a great effort here from the Chiefs to really take their hold on this game and really show their class here in this matchup.
Absolutely, Saif. And as we said before, this is what the standings look like with the Chiefs all alone up top. They have played one extra game, of course, over Peterborough. As Peterborough undefeated, you said that matchup is coming up later this week between those two teams. But down near the bottom, Brampton, that tie could come into play here.
Yep.
As Oakville just with one win, and now the Kodiaks. I mean, it was close after the first, but they really got to pull something together here to make a bit of a comeback.
Let's see what the Six Nations drew up here for their final possession here in the second period. Dan Dawson and Brendan Bromberry having a couple of back and forths as they wind this clock down. 5 seconds left. And taking a legal screen, Pete Rennie going down. And a couple of shots near the Six Nations bench. See Kyle Jackson and Colton Armstrong going at it.
Look out here.
We see Colton Armstrong getting in the face of opposing players last week as well. And the referees will break it up as both teams head to the locker rooms here in the second intermission. Six Nations extend the lead. They're up 9-5 here in Cobourg against the Kodiaks. Defending Man Cup champions are the Chiefs. And they'll look to extend their 4-game winning streak to 5 here in Cobourg as we head to the final period. So don't go anywhere. We'll have more highlights and the third period. You're watching Major Series Lacrosse here on the JVI Sports Network.
Kodiaks Lacrosse is brought to you by Cobourg Nissan. Nissan built for the human race. And with their promotions and recognition, your go-to company for custom promotional apparel and promotional products. And on the power play, it's Cobourg Auto Collision. Our repairs are guaranteed with a lifetime warranty. The penalty kill sponsor is Ontario Lawn Clearing and Tree Expert, professional arborist and lawn clearing, servicing the GTA.
We are inside the Cobourg Community Center. Cobourg Nissan Kodiaks home opener, the opener of the Major Series Lacrosse season. Let's put a cap on the hockey year first as the Cobourg Cougars are on the floor for opening ceremonies. The winners of the RBC Cup 7 days ago, almost to the minute that they won that trophy. It was a 4 o'clock start. It's going to be a 6 o'clock start here in Cobourg tonight. 9 graduates on this Cobourg's team, including goaltender Stefano Durante, defenders Nick Minerva, Jesse Baird, Cam McGill, and Brendan Roy, and forward Spencer Roberts, Quinn Ciridiak, and Theo Lewis. And Josh McGuire from right here in Cobourg actually gave up his final season playing for the Peterborough Petes in OHL to come back to the Cougars to play for a national championship and now win a national championship. They were honored in the lobby before the game. Played back here for Slade. Slade for Connor Fields, the young stud American. Connor Fields, real excited to watch him at this level. They do get it to John St. John. He falls, and it was too high for Drake Smith. They're trying to release Latrell Harris, and flying out of the bench was Pat McMurray to get in Harris's way. Trailing the play, here's Todd Kozak, takes the shot, and he'll score. And I believe Latrell Harris is going to pick up the assist on that. Hickey's still with it, though. Connor Fields looks into the corner. Looked like there was a shot available. Fields electing to pass. Back for Berg, into the corner, finding Fields. He had to chase it down, works around to pick. Quickly back, quick stick there for Joe French. Intercepted And trying to take off was Pete Rennie. He's going to hang out up top now as Vigneault makes the save and now sneaks away. What a pickup there from Rennie off the pass. Berg chasing, and Nick Rose coming away with the save. And we'll go back to even strength as John St. John takes over for the penalized player with 9:30 left to go. Cobourg still looking for their first goal, and there it is. They find it from John St. John. Here's Dan McRae over to the outside wall. Up over the top, Brandon Slade. Slade back for Berg. Didn't get all he wanted on the shot, but it's over top, and that delay may have fooled Vigneault as Berg gets one back. Harris returning to the St. Catharines Athletics this year. Oh, clothesline in the corner, but the ball goes in the net. And James Barkley taking one to find Holden Garland there. As he's going to go across center to the far side. Matthew Lee with it, a bit of a stutter step on his way to the net. The shot to the stick side there of Vigneault. And now they go back far side as Kozak got filled in just as he took the shot. And he's going to end up with his second of the game away from Berg once again. And now Kodiaks will come up over center. Long pass down the floor, front door, and in stride, Logan Holmes. Spinning away here is French. Gets his own rebound out of the corner. Hickey to Lee on the crease, and Lee's going to score. He's got one so far tonight. May not happen here, though, as John St. John over top of a screen. I believe he was working around Andrew Mullins. And Johnny's got two here as the 5-hole open for Nick Rose, and it goes in. Hickey's now going to work across the opener of the 2017 Major Series Lacrosse season. Connor Fields works to the middle, comes through, takes 3 hits, and gets it past Vigneault. Corner, Holmes and Croak now. John St. John onto the floor. Rennie heading off as Laskowicz will take his spot. Here's Holmes over the shoulder. What a dandy. Spinning.
Second intermission here in Cobourg. The Kodiaks are down 9-5 against the Six Nations Chiefs. Thanks for watching us here on the JVI Sports Network. I'm Saif Ahmed here with Matt Carrick. Matt, we saw a close matchup there in the first with Six Nations, just a 1-goal lead. A good start from Cobourg, but then the second period, it was mostly Chiefs.
Yeah, they started to turn around. It was kind of what we expected it would be at that point. Real close for the Kodiaks, and we're going to return to the same floor configuration that we did in that first. It is a short bench for Six Nations today, so you know, some of these younger guys, if you're the Kodiaks, you're hoping there's some fatigue over on that side, and you know, if you keep running, you know, like I've been saying the whole entire game, maybe some good things will happen for you.
Yeah, and the Kodiaks will definitely have to get back to that game plan that they had in the first period to get back in this one. And let's look at some of the upcoming games here on the JVI Sports Network. Some great lacrosse action coming up. We'll be in Whitby in the Durham region. It's the Warriors on Tuesday night. And then the Warriors are playing.
I think the Tuesday game is Whitby and Brampton. So, I mean, Brampton's stumbling a little bit at times this season, and Whitby not on the greatest of stretches right now. I think they may actually still have first place. I know Mimico jumped into second last night, but Whitby's still up there. So definitely that's going to be a good matchup, as will Alumni Day in Orangeville. Junior A action on Saturday from the Bunny Barn with Mimico facing Orangeville, who, I mean, Six Nations beat them 10-2. They'll be looking for some revenge on Saturday night.
And then we're back to Cobourg here. Next Sunday, the Kodiaks will play again in Major Series lacrosse action, looking for their first win of the season. So make sure to join us here this whole next week for more great lacrosse action only on the JBI Sports Network here on YouTube. Live stream, and of course the whole game broadcasted after that as well.
Yeah, youtube.com/JVI Sports Network is the YouTube channel link. If you subscribe there, you can actually get a notification anytime we do go live, whether it's here in Major Series Lacrosse or Junior A, or if we've been doing some tape delay games that get loaded after the fact. So those will be, as I said, you'll get a notification either when you log into YouTube or on your device, straight to wherever you want it to go, I guess. And of course, at JVI Video on Twitter as well.
On any platform you want, as long as you can get access to YouTube, you can watch us here live online streaming.
And doing our best to keep it free for the fans as well throughout the season. Good partnership we have here with the Cobourg Nissan Kodiaks to bring you these games free of charge. Looks like after that skirmish at the end, we've got a penalty here to Six Nations, I believe.
Yeah, it looks like Justin Gill, if I got the number correctly, number 16 for the Chiefs heading to the box. And so a good way to start off the third period for the Kodiaks with the man advantage. 20 seconds on the shot clock for the K's. Here's Connor Goodwin with Luke Laskowitz. Matt Croak near the net. Laskowitz near side to Matt Croak. Back out to Laskowitz at the top. That shot hits the post. Connor Goodwin retrieves the ball. Fresh shot clock here for the Kodiaks.
It's a bench minor for too many players for Six Nations at the end of the second period.
That's saved by Chase Martin. And we'll probably be getting a good look at Dan Dawson here, whose specialty is holding on to the ball here on the penalty kill. There he is, number 6, just going on the floor now. But he passes over to Kyle Jackson for the moment. Jackson with 2 players shadowing him.
And I said we may see some fatigue out of this Chiefs squad. They don't have the who's who of the NLL, and while we're talking about that, we should congratulate Randy Stotts of the Six Nation Chiefs on his NLL Championship Cup last night with the Georgia Swarm. What a game that was, but they know how to pace themselves, and they've got the endurance, It should not be a problem, but they haven't really had any high-intensity minutes in this game either.
No, definitely not. And with a short bench, it helps out that you can have this kind of lead to maybe get everyone some playing time and get their shifts in. And as you see, Justin Gill getting out of the box and right to the bench. So the power play now over for the Kodiaks. Dan Dawson with a nice pass to Bromberry and saved by Rance Vigneault. Vigneault with the outlet pass to center court, right in the stick of Drake Smith, who had an astounding first period with 4 points in that first marker
Yeah, and I think that might have caught the Chiefs a little bit by surprise that Drake Smith would be the guy, because they've really done a good job of shutting him down from the second period on.
And Drake's brother Dane plays on the Six Nations Chiefs roster, but not playing in this game tonight. It's a nice spin move from Jordan Durston. Shot, and he scores. Jordan Durston, usually the man who makes all the plays and he gets the assist, but this time with a nice move to get a goal.
Well, we've had the pleasure here at JVI to watch Durston evolve as a player, and he really picks his spots well. As he's got some room, pick comes, and he's just going to take it. Room on the floor, spins around, takes the shot, and he knows when to pass it, and he knows when he can do it by himself. And that's really been an involvement in his game personally, as he used to just try and barrel through everybody on the floor, but not anymore.
That's the 5th goal of the season for Jordan Durston. He had 12 assists coming into the game, which is top 5 in Major Series lacrosse this season. So Jordan Durston adds to his tally.
Riley O'Connor leading the way in terms of points for Whitby. And Cobourg coming into tonight, they only scored on average 5 goals a game, whereas Six Nations would get almost 14 as they both played their 4 games coming into tonight. So we're already there for Cobourg, so they need a bit of help.
Here's a chance for Kyle Jackson, getting Rance Vigneault to move. Vigneault looking for a push-off call, but not going to get it. And Kyle Jackson extends the lead. It's 11-5, Six Nations here.
Yeah, I don't know if he was looking for the push-off or the crease violation there for Rance Vigneault. As now we're going to get a look at Tyler Christopher coming off the bench. They'll make the goalie switch at 11 here. And the power move from Dan Dawson again starts this one off, as he doesn't take the push off. If he puts the arm into the body, that would be a violation. Well, doesn't get called that often, but technically it is a violation. But that would be the violation. So instead of doing that, he puts the arm over the top and on the shoulder for kind of the modified swim move to open space.
So a nice play there by the Chiefs to get that goal, and Kyle Jackson able to get his hat trick on the 11th goal for the Chiefs in this game. There's Durston, who scored just before Jackson did, scored his hat trick a couple of seconds ago. Nice pass over to Van Every, saved by Tyler Christopher now, the new goaltender.
Something happening in the corner here. Official got in there quickly before it developed, and yeah, now we're going to get extras. Here we go.
So referee was going to let them go and let them work it out and head to the bench, but they kept going at it.
Searle and Bomberry.
And Derek Searle still talking and having some words for Brandon Bomberry on the other side.
Searle's picking up an extra 2 here, I think, as it looked like a slash to Searle and roughing penalties to both of them, him and Bomberry. So they haven't recorded that the way that it looked like it was called, though, by Andrew Ecclestone.
Just looking up at the scoreboard to see all the penalties are taken and recorded.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought he signaled slash and rough, and now they clarify that on the board. Andrew Ecclestone making sure that there's 4 minutes.
There we go.
Up for Derek Searle. That's what I thought they were signaling.
Yep. So Derek Searle does get the extra 2 there. So we'll be 4-on-4, at least for now.
Shout out to this kid who's been all night trying to get the chance going. That's my guy right there.
Yeah, you can definitely hear him. He's been at it the whole game.
The innocence of youth. Your team's down by 6 and you're still cheering them on.
Just Luke Lasko with a nice pass, and that might have hit the bar. It did.
How many posts is that tonight for Cobourg? Like, seriously.
The luck definitely not on their side today for the Cobourg Nissan Kodiaks. A nice move here to get inside for Andrew Campbell, but he takes a spill, and here comes Six Nations. It's 4-on-4 for the next 1 minute, 5 seconds. And then Six Nations will go on the power play. Kyle Jackson looking for a shot. He backs out to Dan Dawson. Even with that big reach by Dawson, he still couldn't come up with the ball. Riley Campbell going up 1 against 2 that time, so no luck for him. And here come the Chiefs. 30 seconds now on the 4-on-4 before they go on the power play. Kyle Jackson. Double teamed, a nice pass inside, and he scores. This time, guess who? Danton Miller gets his first of the game. That makes it 12-5, Six Nations.
There you go, Grandma, I told you. And they ask for the ball. I believe that's his first major series goal.
Good
as
for him.
well. So we hope that the Miller family did get tuned in on time. The beautiful pick and roll and the finish. Shout out to Red Buckets everywhere.
13:51 here in the third period. And the red one himself, Danton Miller, with his first goal of Major Series lacrosse.
The Red Knight, I like it.
Yeah, we can go with that one.
It's my boy on the loudspeaker.
Yeah, there he is again as Drake Smith takes a shot and Chase Martin able to save it.
I think he just won fan of the game, rightfully so.
The lone support here from the one small kid here in Cobourg. It's Kyle Jackson looking inside to Van Every. Jackson gets it back over to Bomberdy. Dawson on the other side of the net, and Van Every could not handle the pass. Van Every still gets a shot on as the shot clock expires, but Tyler Christopher does well to cover the near side.
Despite the scoreboard and the standings block and everything else, this is still a great spot to watch a game. There's been a lot of fan giveaways, a lot of contests, so on and so forth. It's actually pretty fun. Sometimes I'm a little bit ashamed I can't win anything.
Yeah, we can't all win it, I guess.
And hey, it's air conditioned. Like,
yes, it is. Not
some of the buildings we get to broadcast in are not this nice.
Yeah, not all the arenas around the GTA have air conditioning, and this is definitely one of the best spots to watch lacrosse, or even the Cougars when they start the season later on this year as well. So it's a great spot to watch some good local sports. As you can see, the Kodiaks just killing the clock here as they are on the penalty kill.
The RBC Cup champion Cobourg Cougars.
That's right.
Who were honored here before the first game of the season, as you saw in our highlight pack.
And the Cougars just playing their second season here in the Major Series Lacrosse after moving from Kitchener-Waterloo. And the Chiefs are just happy to just let the Kodiaks and Andrew Campbell just kill out this clock. There we go, as Derek Searle now heads to the bench. Getting out of the penalty box, and we're back to 5-on-5. Luke Laskowitz looking inside for Drake Smith. He takes a shot from the back. And here come the Chiefs. A little 2-on-1, but Pete Rennie getting back in time from the bench for the Kodiaks to stop that fast break. Kyle Jackson Gets it out to Jordan Durston, who has a goal here in the third period, his first of the game. That shot saved by Christopher. Jackson flings it out all the way to the center court before taking a hit. Fresh shot clock here for the Chiefs. Van Every over Durston. Here's Dan Dawson, the big number 6. At the top, Brandon Bomberdy with a shot. That might have hit the post. And stays out.
Extended pressure here for the Chiefs, but they've kept pretty much the same line on. But keeping the pressure on what's probably becoming a pretty tired defensive core.
15 on the shot clock now for the Chiefs, with 3 straight possessions here on the offensive end. And still 5 on the shot clock now for the Chiefs. Jordan Durston gets the rebound. Taking a dive was Brandon Bomberry. And here come the Kodiaks. Luka Laskowitz backs it out to Drake Smith. Smith over to Croak. Croak looking for some open room. Finds Laskowitz. Over to Smith. Nice pass to number 41, Connor Goodwin, in front of the net. He was forechecked there.
I think that was Justin Gill tying up his stick. That's a good defensive play down the stretch here.
Justin Gill took that penalty to start the third period. It actually happened at the end of the second period as the clock was winding down. It's a nice pass and even a better save by Tyler Christopher. Especially a high save right there on the top side.
It's always interesting to watch a goaltender coming cold late in a game. And he's got a few shots in on him now. And that one's definitely going to get him settled in as he goes post to post, gets the stick up, and that's a fantastic save.
Definitely the best stop of the game for either goalies so far in this matchup tonight. Christopher again making a front door save on the Chiefs. It's 12-5, Six Nations over Cobourg. You're watching us here on the JBI Sports Network. I'm Safe Ahmed here with Matt Carrick, and that ball still loose with Chase Martin. Did not know where it was for a second, but his team able to help him out there.
So a great save at one end and then anxious moments down at the other.
Under 8 minutes left in the game here in Cobourg. The Kodiaks still looking for the first win of the season, and the Chiefs have not lost the game yet. Jordan Durston, nice spin move, double teamed, goes to the net, shot clock expiring. Drake Smith with 4 points there in the first period for number 91. Luke Laskowitz.
Penalty coming here to the Chiefs.
Delayed penalty. Tyler Christopher heading to the bench. Laskowitz over to Matt Croak. Shot right at Chase Martin. He's going to save that one with no screens in front of him. So let's see who this is against. It's going to be Justin Gill again. Second time he's heading to the box here in the third period.
I think the first time he was actually serving the bench minor, though, so.
Yep, in the second, yep. He's just serving or taking one for the team there, Justin Gill. Connor Goodwin over to Laskowitz. St. John. That's a shot from Goodwin. That's saved by Chase Martin. Chase Martin, his first playing time here this season in Major Series Lacrosse. Not going to get much time with Brandon Miller and Warren Hill in front of you. Brandon Miller and Warren Hill, top 4 this season in save percentage and goals against average. So even in the back end, Six Nations have been playing well, hence their record with no losses. There's a nice takeaway from Cobourg. Shot, misses the net. Good effort there from Chad Cummings.
Good recognition by the defensive pair there, Jacob Kranz. And I'm not sure who's on the far side. Could be Briar Jonathan, though. Noticing the shooter on his wrong side. So they just kind of went with him and ran him out of space.
Laskowitz weaving his way in, backing out. Taking a shot was Dylan Goddard, who had the lone goal in the second period for the Kodiaks. They've scored just once after the first period, and that was Dylan Goddard's marker there in the second. And the referee blows the whistle to see what the call is here. It will be Kodiak's possession. So you get a cheer here from the home crowd. And that one unnamed kid still going at it. The top fan here for Cobourg. Matt Croak with the shot. That's blocked. And Pat Corbett got all of that shot from Matt Croak. Nice low bouncing shot. Chase Martin with the save. Connor Goodwin trying to get rid of Tanton Miller, who has his first goal here in the third period. Another nice pad save from Chase Martin. And the ball heads into the Six Nations bench. And a fresh shot clock here for the Kodiaks. Croak, young up-and-comer, someone to look out for as the season winds on for Cobourg. And we have some fisticuffs here. Dave Brock getting into the face of Connor Goodwin, looks like.
Well, there was a tie up there with, I think it's Shane Simpson.
Yeah, and Goodwin.
Who is getting up slowly, and David Brock was coming in to protect his teammate. Oh, that's actually a bad cross-check as we see it again. And David Brock took exception.
I can see why. That's a rough hit from Connor Goodwin, and he heads deservedly so to the penalty box for that effort. So the Kodiaks will be down again. A man here.
And we'll see what Six Nations decides to do. I believe they would take a shot late in the clock as time's starting to tick away here. It looks like their record will remain intact.
Yeah, that's a shot there from Colton Armstrong that blows the play dead. So with the 7-goal lead, like Matt mentioned, you would see the Chiefs just take a shot as the shot clock expires, but they lose possession before that. And get it right back here on the errant pass by Tyler Christopher. Kyle Jackson now with the ball for the Chiefs. Takes it to Brandon Bomberdy. Dan Dawson near the net. Dawson with the back pass to Durston, and he scores. Jordan Durston scores for the Six Nations Chiefs. That's his second of the game, second of the third period, making 13-5 Cobourg, or Six Nations rather, over Cobourg. So 4 more goals here in the third period by the Chiefs. See Dave Brock, and that time Pat McCrory taking the face-off for Cobourg. Dave Brock for Six Nations. And the Chiefs just happy to 10 seconds on the shot clock to work the ball around and getting an attempt late as it expires. Tyler Christopher had to make a save that time on the backboards. We have some battle going on as Drake Smith brings the ball up the floor here for Cobourg. Drake Smith out to Matt Croak with the shot. He winds up, saved by Chase Martin. Dylan Goddard up top. He goes to his right side. Trying to get past Brian Jonathan with a nice pass to Drake Smith. Good passing there from the Kodiaks.
I think Smith touched in the crease, though. So that'll give the Chiefs the ball here. And counting possessions, there's only a few left per side. And you know the Chiefs are going to take all 30 seconds of theirs every time they get the ball here.
And that's a smart tactic to play, obviously, with the 8-goal lead as they look to extend their winning streak to start the season. Six Nations Chiefs, the defending Man Cup champions. It's a nice backhanded shot there by Jordan Durston that might have hit the post. Fresh shot clock again for the Chiefs here with just 2 minutes left to play in the game. Short-handed and still able to put on a great effort. Six Nations here on the road in Cobourg tonight. So we see Brody Burkhoff laying a hit on the offensive player there for the Chiefs.
My boy's going to hang into the end here, it sounds like.
Yeah, that's the best fan probably in the league, and definitely in Cobourg. That's one kid who's yelling the whole game and cheering his team on. We have to get his name for the next game, hopefully, if we can find him. So the referee blows the whistle.
Yeah, they want to get the restart down in the corner, I think, as Six Nations is about to take off with it.
1 minute, 10 seconds left here in the game in Cobourg. Hope you guys had fun watching us here on the JVI Sports Network. And we'll look at all these standings, the updated standings after these games are over here on a Sunday to see who stands where. We definitely know Six Nations will be right at the top, still with no losses in 5 games so far this season in Major Series Lacrosse. Matt Croak gets pushed out of the circle. Luke Laskowitz now with the ball. Drake Smith back out to Croak. The shot saved by Chase Martin. Chase Martin has really been solid in this match, especially here in the second and third periods. And the final possession here, Six Nations will just wind the clock down with 10 seconds to go. And they'll hang on to a 13-5 win here in Cobourg. Their 5-game winning streak still intact. And Cobourg still looking for the first win of the season. And they'll look to do that next Sunday, or next Saturday rather, in Whitby against the Brooklyn Redmen. It's Lacrosse Day in Durham in Whitby. 8 p.m. face-off as Brooklyn takes on Cobourg in that matchup. So if you're in the Durham region, join us for that game as well, as both teams go for the shake-off handshake line. And there's the updated standings. Six Nations sits at the top, 5-0, 2 games ahead of Peterborough. Those teams will be facing off on Thursday, June 15th in Peterborough, 8 p.m., a rematch of the Major Series Lacrosse Championship. And Cobourg still looking for the first win and 0 wins and 3 losses and 1 tie for Brampton at the bottom of the standings as well. So a long season to go still, and Cobourg still a lot of time to get back into the playoff race. And here's the upcoming schedule on the JBI Sports Network. We have the Whitby Warriors Junior A action on Tuesday, June the 13th, and then Orangeville and Mimico facing off next Saturday, June the 17th. And we'll be back here in Cobourg again, the Kodiaks, looking for the first win on Sunday, June the 18th, right here on the JBI Sports Network. And for Gary Morrison and Matt Carrick, I'm Saif Ahmed. Thanks for watching us here, and we'll see you next time on the JBI Sports Network.